us here in Augusta. If you're going to be doing any dining outside this evening, we are going to be seeing those temperatures falling out of the upper 70s, eventually into the mid 70s as we get closer to about 6 o'clock, but should still be a pretty great night. And we are going to be seeing those temperatures continue to fall all the way down to the upper 40s and the low 50s by tomorrow morning. Right around 48 degrees here in Augusta. A little bit warmer if you are inside of Bobby Jones. So here's the forecast for your Saturday. We're going to start off on the more mild side, 55 by about 9 a.m., warming our way into the low 60s by about noon, and then getting into the mid 60s by 3 o'clock. Much more on the weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes, Will.
Thanks, Anthony. First at 4, police are at the scene of a car crash with injuries in Beach Island that may have come from car-to-car gunfire. According to the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, a car flipped over after noon today with one person injured. The incident followed a report of gunfire between two cars. The other car went in an unknown direction, possibly towards Georgia. The injured person was taken to the hospital. It's day 2 of a Russian invasion of Ukraine. Those who live in Kiev are waking up to more sounds of war, with Russian troops aiming to take over the capital city. Residents are sheltering in place and hiding from the military. Ukraine's president has been asking European allies to put more sanctions in place, something that President Biden did yesterday. But in the meantime, thousands of people are running away from their home country in Ukraine. They're going by car, by foot to escape Russia's invasion. They're worried about what will come next.
I have a 5-year-old kid, and I have also my sister who has 2 kids, so we are really scared and don't know what will happen here.
And right now, Ukraine is restricting who can leave the country. Men aged 18 to 60 cannot leave in case they are needed to fight. Nearly 100,000 people have left their homes already. And behind me is a map of Ukraine. You can see the red arrows all the way around, which represents the Russian advances, and the dots there are major cities in the country, including the capital of Kiev. As this invasion continues, we have men and women at Fort Gordon working to help protect Ukraine and our allies. Fort Gordon is the epicenter for cybersecurity for the United States military. There's around 18,000 soldiers and growing, looking to help in situations like we're seeing now. They work to protect allies by communicating with them from long distance and making sure those lines stay open. They're able to connect or collect intelligence and gather information on what's happening in certain regions. Another role they play is making sure critical infrastructure abroad is not compromised.
This is part of the future of battle. We talk about multi-domain, fast-paced, technology-driven opportunities. And so Fort Gordon is right in the center of that. The young men and women who were trained today are enabling our commanders with advantage on the battlefield because they can protect their systems and when asked to do other things because they're coming through Fort Gordon and learning those tools and tradecraft.
And coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we look at what kind of cyber attacks Fort Gordon helped prevent and how they're assisting allies in Ukraine. We've heard a lot about how gas prices will be rising because of the conflict in Ukraine. So we're taking a look at those numbers. Look like at these in the 2-state area. Today, Georgia is reporting $3.45 at the pump, almost 6 cents higher than yesterday. South Carolina is at $4.43, almost about 6 cents higher than the day before. And in Augusta, we're seeing about $3.15 at the pump. And we can take a look outside over at Costco. This is what their gas line looks like. Right now, you can see that block very full over there. Officials say that this rise in prices will not be over soon.
The increase will likely play out over the course of the next several days. As stations are filling up with the pricier fuel, they likely will slowly raise their prices over the next 1 to 2 weeks.
Yesterday, President Joe Biden said he would do everything in his power to limit the pain people are feeling at the pump. First at 4, Richmond County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding a missing 11-year-old. Jamani Barker was last seen on Washington Road and Boy Scout Road, just past Carl Sanders Highway. She was last seen wearing a gray Champion brand hoodie and black and gray shorts. If you have any information, you're urged to call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. The CDC is setting new COVID guidelines. People living in countries at low level or spread are not needed to wear a mask indoors. Those at medium levels should talk to their doctors about masking up inside. If you live in a high level of transmission, you should still be wearing a mask inside. Based on the current numbers, about 95% of U.S. Counties should be wearing a mask indoors as of today. President Biden keeps his campaign.
Come on into Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
My law firm wants to help you. Call 762 all night.
Get your safe law firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
Come on into Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Well, more than 20,000 volunteers nationwide make up Community United Effort, also known as Q. It's a nonprofit based in Wilmington, North Carolina. They work to provide free resources to help law enforcement with the search and recovery of missing people. Q handles 1,000 to 1,200 cases a year. That doesn't include the ones that volunteers are currently working on, but they also give support for families.
More importantly, advocate for those that are left behind, which are the families, and try to help bring forth an awareness to all the issues on a national level.
Volunteers travel across the United States to search for the missing, but Kaysen said they spend a lot of time in the South. Her group is well equipped to handle all kinds of searches, from canines and ground support to air and water rescues. The family of George Floyd are speaking out after 3 former Minneapolis officers were found guilty of violating his civil rights. Just yesterday, a federal jury found the 3 guilty. They said they deprived Floyd of his right to medical care when former officer Derek Chauvin pressed his knee into Floyd's neck, killing him. Floyd's brother spoke about how much this means to the family, but that this doesn't bring him back.
This is just accountability. It can never be justice because I can never get George back. And no matter how many times that I pray at night and I think about my brother 24/7, it still is going to be hard.
All 3 officers face a state trial in June on charges of aiding and abetting murder and manslaughter. The head of Russia's space agency said